We talk to everybody in it from a distance.
No, I totally get it. Levels look great and everything looks good. Just keep looking in that camera right there and you are all set for this one. So the center has been open for how long now?
I think we're going on 2 years now.
2 years. And then, of course, we had the curveball of COVID.
Ooh.
That's what I'm calling it. How would you describe how that curveball has been affecting your mainstay? Affecting the place you love?
I'll say with the biggest probably, I guess, disruption is not being able to be in the space with a ton of Black women and girls. Like, that's always been the favorite, just to have the space filled with, like, just people. And so we've just literally just shifted how we supply or how we reach out to folks, how we provide resources. And we've just, in the beginning, we did some online activities. Those are very busy, very popular, but it's also so time consuming. And for me, it's hard to have the same level of excitement to jump on Zoom than it is to sort of like be here physically in the space. So we did those for about, I don't know, the first month and a half. And then we got very, very busy with providing folks payments to stay in their houses, pay the utilities, get groceries in their apartment. So we shifted our just time, instead of being online for Zoom, to literally paying folks' bills.
And now you're literally reopening the center, right?
Ooh,
it had to close, just like everything was safer at home.
Yep. Well, and we decided to open the space simply because we can control how many folks come in, who they're interacting with when they have to come into the building. So we're lucky that our space is enclosed, just us here, and it's small enough where we don't have to spend a lot of money to clean it in between families. But because families have spent so much time at home, kids have spent so much time at home, and I know parents are like just, looking for new creative ideas to keep their kids engaged, especially with school. We have great Wi-Fi, we have great air conditioning, we have tons of books, just lots of things that folks can use. Plus we have a really dope and beautiful space. So I figure, why not let one household unit per day use our space and just have access to the space anytime between 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. when I would normally be here anyways.
It sounds smart.
Yes.
You had to, you really worked hard on this. Tell me a little, paint that picture for viewers of the work that went involved in making this a COVID-free, friendly environment.
Yeah, it really started with, because I don't want to put anyone at risk at all. So I reached out to Dane County Public Health Department, and I asked them probably 1,000 questions on how to make it safe. And then at first I was going to do 5 days a week, one family, but then we wanted to provide enough buffer and room to make sure we could get it cleaned in between families. So we cut it down to 3. We may cut it down to 2. We may rotate 3 days, 2 days each week, that kind of thing. But it was really just walking the space, figuring out what are very high touch points, and creating a checklist. So for example, we don't miss any doorknobs, or we've ordered a refrigerator and a rolling book cart, so some things can just be easily moved out into the hallway, or so families can safely store their lunch if they decide to eat in the space. But we really just walk the space from top to bottom, back and forth, so we can create a very just comprehensive cleaning list. And I reached out to the community too. I said, hey, we're, considering opening up our space to folks. Check out our calendar. Tell us what's missing. Tell us what's working. What should we add? And we got some very, very healthy responses that I'll take back to Madison's Public Health or Dane County Public Health and one of our partners, UW Health, to review those questions and get a very comprehensive FAQ list. And then we're literally in the process of hiring a cleaner to come in between families.
Remarkable. Talk to me a little bit about the reaction that you've had to reopening.
Yeah, it's been really good. From the folks who've signed up so far, it seems that there are parents with kids who are both in high school and toddlers. We've even had some adults sign up. I did see a couple inquiries where folks want to sign up for their household, but they're wondering if their family from another household can come, which we won't allow. But we do see that folks are very interested in using the space, and they're happy because they get their kids out of the house, but both the adult can do their work remotely here, and the kids can jump on their computers to do their work for school, but they don't have to be at home to do so. I've seen a ton of questions come through on if families can book more than once, which is If you want to book once a week for the whole, rest of the time we're open, go for it. Because if you get it, it's yours first. But the excitement has just really been about leaving their physical space that they've been quarantined at and having somewhere else that they can go, and especially where the kids and the adult can both work remotely here.
Let me jump on that. How important is it for them to have another place to go besides home right now in this new normal?
One of the biggest, probably one of the biggest reasons why I took and did the extra work to ensure we can open up is because some of the mental health concerns that we were having shared with us. And so, I don't know, I've fielded maybe 15 calls out of the hundreds calls we've had since COVID where folks were just saying, my mental health is taking a hit. I'm not able to have access to family and friends like I normally would, or I can't, drive out of town to see them as easily as I would. And when you have folks, especially Black folks in Madison, who already sometimes feel very isolated here, you need to give them another sense of community, or give them a space where, they can sit here and watch Netflix, they can read a book, they can sit out on the patio, they can go in our meditation room and chill out and just take a deep breath. But the biggest reason was because we have extra tablets, we have Chromebooks, we have Wi-Fi, and we got Netflix and Hulu Live. And so I wanted to give people, because literally the community paid for all of this. So to me, the community should have access to it. So we just have to figure out how do we best provide them safe access to it. And it was really, really important just to give people an opportunity to just have their mental and their emotional health improve throughout all of this.
Well, and that's ultimately what improving their lives is what you're all about. That's what you've been about from day one.
Yep. Just getting some sort of progress in folks' lives.
Even during COVID, you feel like you can still make this a reality.
Yes, because too, while they're here, we could find out what other resources they need. So do folks need help accessing energy assistance? Do folks need help getting their rent paid? Do they need help with even transportation or gas for their cars or groceries for their food, for their refrigerators? So while they're here, they literally get access to the resources, whether it's a gift card or a connection to We Energies.
And what I love is you'll be right in the center of it all, able to support them and monitor and see what they need more.
Super simple. Again, part of the reason why I'm okay doing is because we have a small enough but wide enough space, and we have good central air. We just have really good circulation because we have access to the windows, to the outside, and just I think superb, just ventilation system.
Yeah, it's as we talked about, like, I really think you've thought this
Yeah.
You sound like you planned, as you talked about, this is going to be at least a year down the line. So you had to get real serious about the reality.
Even when we get families who come in, we've ordered some like bags that they can have and take them with them when they leave. But we'll have masks pre-packaged in the number of the folks who will be in the space that day. And we'll have, for example, wipes pre-packaged for the families. So when they come in, they'll literally get a bag with their things they'll need for the day, including hand sanitizer, some, cleansers so they can help clean while they're here in the space. And then access or any brochures we will share for resources. But we really have thought about it. And again, what I absolutely love about being able to offer the space is that they have it to themselves. So it's like being at home, but you're in a different home today.
What does your heart say about giving them, this respite, this spot of time, this place of their own?
It really feels like, so I call them the Goodman girls. So we would get girls from the Goodman Community Center here who would stop in, and girls from other groups too. But in particular, that group came in and their face just lit up. They were like, oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. I want to live here. I want my bedroom like this. And that's what I want for families. I want them to have that like this is relaxing, this feel good. The art looks good. I can touch, I can sit. No one's going to tell me that I can't use this table. I can't read this book here in this space. So I want them to have that same like level of joy that like middle school girls get when they come here to the space.
As you said, this is a true home away from home.
Yes. Yep. We call it your extended living room.
I love the Progress Center. You are rocking it out. Anything you think I forgot to ask that you think would be important to share before I get glamour shots of you in this space?
No, I mean, you can find resources online. Once we get done with our FAQs, to reserve the space will be online. Our website address is centerforblackwomen.org. I always say go online or shoot us an email first, because our phone, we get tons of calls for help, so sometimes our voicemail is filling up. But if you catch us online, you'll catch us sooner than, leaving a voicemail sometimes. And then too, tell us, like, I'm a fan of responding to Black women's needs. So I don't want to create anything that's not necessary, not needed. So if you think that us having a particular resource here would make sense for your family, send me an email. Send us a message through the website or leave a voicemail. But I want the space to work the best for you. Like, we're going to order snacks. So if your kid has gluten-free or some sort of nut allergies, let us know, because we really want everything to work for the family. That's how I've led my work, and I intend to continue to lead my work. I need this space to work for you because it's for you.
Sabrina, fair to say you've had dozens of inquiries. What would it look like if you... more than that, 50, 100, I don't even know.
I put it up maybe 3 or 5 days ago, and since then I've been keeping a kind of little check mark. I'm somewhere between like 30 and 30, maybe 30 to 40 emails so far, whether they've been signups or just feedback or questions. Yeah. And what I do love about it too is that not only are folks who have used the space before signing up, but we're seeing new families who didn't use the space before sign up. And I love too that folks who give regularly to our space, donors, are also like saying, great job. That's why I continue to support the space. So I love it. I'm everybody from the user to the financial supporter is excited about us opening it up.
Great. I have plenty.